What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. Yo, Devontae, I was born in 2006, so I was barely alive for the Ruthless Aggression era, and I was just a seed during the Attitude era. Later on, I went on to go watch some of the stuff that took place in both of the eras, but I don't really see that much of a difference. Can you tell me what was the main difference between the Attitude era and the Ruthless Aggression era? Yes, I absolutely can. Before I do that though, born in 2006, I love you for that, homie. You gave me just another reason to go grab that noose that I said I wasn't going to touch and self-delete myself in Minecraft. If you don't see a video coming out later on this week, that's your fault. Yep, just guilt tripped you. Hopefully you do the same thing too. No, I'm joking. Don't do that. Or am I? Yo, so check it out. The difference between the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude era. Not really that much of a difference. You're right. It really isn't. Politically incorrect stuff took place in the Ruthless Aggression era also. It's not as if you didn't have HLA, for an example. It's not as if we didn't try to witness Heidenreich and Michael Cole conceive and make Adam Cole. It's not as if we didn't see Snitsky force an abortion and kick that abortion baby inside the crowd for everybody to see. Devontae, it wasn't an abortion. Shut the fuck up, okay? Got a different line. I like the non-canon some kind of things. Okay, shut your dumb ass up, little boy. My point being this, though, yeah, a lot of non-politically correct things happened during the Ruthless Aggression era also. The main difference, though, honestly, the main contrast, it was just more emphasis put on professional wrestling. Like the actual in-ring action in itself, that's just about it. I mean, in particular, the 2002 stuff with the Smackdown 6, I think that's a perfect, in my opinion, Smackdown in 2002 was the perfect blend, the perfect combination of great storylines, stuff and elements that you would take from the Attitude era, combined with the latter wrestling matches. Because honestly, the stuff that they were doing in 2002 from a wrestling aspect standpoint was pretty much your average AEW match today. So it's not as if no one can go back and watch those matches. But I like the fact that you asked me that question, that you brought that up, because it's just a perfect segue into this. Seth Rollins apparently announced that he's going to be going to Raw and making an announcement. We all kind of figure what that's going to be. He was pulled from one of the house shows. It's pretty evident that there's a good shot that he's going to probably say that he can't wrestle at WrestleMania and that he's going to be out because of a knee injury. I hope that's not the case. I hope he pulls through. I do want to see the match with CM Punk, but more importantly, that's just shitty timing in the end of the day. But notice what I said. There's a reason why I said that perfectly coincided with what this gentleman asked right here. When you have the Ruthless Aggression era and when you had the Attitude era, there was just more emphasis put on the story aspect, man. Common sense prevailed. Even within the Ruthless Aggression era, you had talents who can go out there and have really, really good matches. Very rarely did you see a television match go well over 15 minutes or 20 minutes on a television show. That just wasn't a thing back then. And if it was, best believe 9 times out of 10, it was like a fatal 4-way match or a tag team match. It was a very, very rare exception to see a one-on-one 20-minute match. It just didn't happen. I mean, off the top of my head, I could just probably think of maybe Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. That's about it. Everything else went pretty damn short because there was more elements and more emphasis put on the character aspect, put on the story, stuff that I've been talking about for the longest. Seth Rollins had no reason to go out there and put on that kind of a clinic for a person like Jinder Mahal. No disrespect to Jinder Mahal, just saying, with the Royal Rumble and with WrestleMania on the horizon, that time should have been probably being, I'm not saying the match shouldn't even happen. Yeah, have the match. But maybe something could have happened where you had Bronson Reed come out. Something could have happened where you probably focus more on the aspect of CM Punk and Seth Rollins to not even have this match occur. Certain things that could have been done. You could have talked to Seth Rollins and told him to chill on some of the high spots. Focus on this, focus on this, focus on this. And yeah, that was a freak accident at the end of the day. But even then, man, there was just some things that I looked at and I said to myself, that shouldn't have been done. And I see so many cats. I seen them in the poll earlier today talking about, oh, well, Devontae, don't you understand the attitude era, nostalgia, this, yada, yada, yada. I guarantee you, not just the wrestling fans, but the wrestlers in themselves, in particular Seth Rollins, would have probably having more character development put into what the hell he was doing. That way he can get over without having to further injure his body or putting himself at risk. And look at him now. I see you guys talk all this stuff, talk all this shit all the time about this, that, and the third. It's more than just the wrestling. It's more than just being jealous because you are having a fucking FOMA outbreak right now. People get hurt from this stuff. And within the ruthless aggression era and the attitude era, it just wasn't like that. You didn't get injuries all over the fucking place like that. And now you got the situation right here. Hopefully Seth Rollins pulls through. We'll just have to wait and see on Monday. With that being said, though, let's get into the show. I'm actually kind of surprised they're doing this match right now. Like, I'm not here to say that the LWO little, what's the word I'm looking for? Civil War that's going on right now was like the biggest story in WWE. But, Santos Escobar is involved in this, and we all know in the end of the day, this is all just to get Santos over. I was kind of expecting them half-heartedly. I mean, it's not that it's bad for them to have it on Smackdown, but because, it's the Royal Rumble in the end of the day. You got the Royal Rumble match, you got the women's title matches, you got the World Championship matches. But it would have been nice if, they would have had this match right here with Santos Escobar and, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, and then the original LWO with Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro and Carlito have their 6-man tag match at the Royal Rumble, and then Andrade could have probably played into the finish because we all know he's coming back at the Royal Rumble, and we all know eventually he's going to be the one going into the LWO. I don't know what side he's going to go into, but it's pretty clear that's what's going to happen. Pretty sure it's going to be the heel side too, considering that Rey Mysterio is the babyface and you want to kind of even the odds there. I mean, it's not that it's bad. We'll talk more about that though when the match actually finishes off, because I got more to say about that, but we'll talk about that afterwards. Let's talk about the opener. So they started it off with the contract signing. Out first came AJ Styles, looking badass, has his little, what AJ Styles looks like? Like, is it just me? You guys ever played Red Dead? Is it just me, or does AJ Styles look like, he looks more like John Marston than like an actual, we have Hangman Adam Page, a cowboy. AJ Styles looks more like a cowboy, and he's not even playing that gimmick. I swear to God. Even the voice a little bit. Like, AJ Styles, if there was ever a Red Dead movie, AJ can easily play John Marston. Just saying. He comes out, he signs the contract, no talking. Out comes LA Knight comes out next. He signs the contract. We're all good with that. Randy Orton comes out with a pretty nice pop. They were chanting his name throughout the promo also. He signs the contract. He's good. Now it's up to Roman Reigns to come out. He never comes out. He leaves them hanging. Like, what you doing, bro? We see a whole little Titantron and you're doing your whole little 3D animation looking like you're going Super Saiyan. We get it, bro. I understand, but at the same time, bro, what you doing? We barely get you every damn week and you can't even show up for one motherfucking promo. What the fuck are you doing, Roman Reigns? I'm sorry. Woosah. Out came Paul Heyman, and he was pretty much representing Roman Reigns, essentially saying that he's not going to defend the title, he's not going to do anything, he's not going to send the contract. I don't know why, even in kayfabe, Paul Heyman thought this was a good idea. It makes him look a complete retard, because obviously, the obvious thing that would happen would be Nick Aldis, and he did that, said if he doesn't come sign the contract, he's going to vacate the championship belt, and it's going to be a 3-way for the World Championship instead, without even involving Roman Reigns. Which had Paul Heyman come up into the ring apron. He started to backhand compliment Nick Aldis. He called him a cheap Paul Heyman ripoff with his attire and whatnot. But essentially, he's saying that he's still not going to do it, yada, yada, yada. And while he's in the midst of complaining to Nick Aldis, LA Knight interrupts and he tells him to shut up, right? And while he's talking, he's pretty much saying that he had Roman Reigns dead to rights. This should be a one-on-one match. If it wasn't for these Johnny-come-latelys, his words, not mine. I mean, dude talking like fucking Buddy Holly from 1958. He's like, if it wasn't for these guys, I'd be fucking going up against Roman Reigns. And then, AJ Styles interrupted. He was like, hey, you're lucky to even be in this match because you lost your match already. And LA Knight was like, oh, the only luck that I see is this horseshoe straight up your keister. He said it again, not my words. Again, this dude is obsessed with Leave It to Beaver fucking phrasing. But I digress. Oh, wait, hang on. He's actually walking up. Hang on. Oh, nice, short, sweet, to the point. Before I even talk about what I just seen right now with the segment involving Nick Aldis and AJ Styles, brief little interaction backstage before the Carlito, LWO versus Santos Escobar LWO match. Going back to what I was saying though, eventually AJ Styles and LA Knight, they got into a pull apart brawl. The security guards, the referees, they were breaking everything up, and Randy Orton was the lone person in the ring. He sees Paul Heyman sitting there, gloating, essentially watching two of the four competitors fighting backstage. And he kind of grabs his tie, kind of nonchalantly, kind of like a mafia boss. He's essentially saying that, I know what you're trying to do, Paulie, and it's not going to work. Tell Roman eventually he's going to get the RKO. And not verbatim, that's what he said, but essentially that's what he said. And then he left the ring, right? Now, this segment that just popped up right here, Nick Aldis is walking back to his office, and AJ Styles just kind of cut him off a little bit, and he asked for LA Knight. So I guess that's going to be a one-on-one match tonight, along with Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa, which both of them should be pretty decent matches. If for anything, both of their styles, they're not going to hurt their knees for nothing. Still not over that, man. So stupid, man. Just ruined a whole goddamn match for WrestleMania. Still not over that. But pretty nice opener. I liked it. Nothing that was out of the ordinary. Just promoting the match going forward. I mean, I want to know what's going to happen with Roman Reigns because he never signed the contract. But, we'll see how that's going to conclude tonight. So with that being said, let's continue on with the show with LWO versus LWO. And I'm literally saying this right when he's ringing the bell. Right about now. See, right on time. Let's watch the match. Man, I don't care what anybody says, man. I just love this type of formatting, bruh. I love this type of formatting, bro. No matter what anyone tells you guys, people can sit back all they want to and they can exclaim all day, all damn day, oh, the match quality is all that fucking matters. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There are little important things. I will even say production value matters way more. Formatting matters. I'm not even going to talk about story or character. No. I mean, formatting and production matters way more because it kind of helps with the flow of the show. It's no different than when you're playing universe mode. Do you guys, when you finish your match in universe mode, like to exit the match and then go right back to the match card, then pick that match, then go into the next show or the next match? No. You don't like doing that. You like to hit next match and then you like the flow to go to the next match card without you having to exit out, because it just kind of fucks with the mood a little tiny bit. You know what I mean? It fucks with the ambiance, if you will. That's what I mean when I say that the flow of the show actually does matter. The production value actually does matter. And this show right here, man, just flowing from one week to the next, consistent as fuck in regards to its booking. Mwah! That's the kind of shit right there. No matter how bad a show can be, in regards to the actual, how can I put this? The actual matches or the actual promos could be lacking in delivery. But when you do it that way, as far as the formatting, and if the crowd is on point, that in itself can make up for an actual bad match or two or some actual bad promos, in my opinion. And I love the fact that they're just continuing. Whether you're talking about right now with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne getting his name back after talking amongst each other last week in a promo. Had this would have been AEW, for an example, they would have probably had the promo backstage like Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate just had, but they wouldn't have touched back on it until 3 weeks later, or maybe on an episode of Rampage. Come back on Wednesday and like, well, look, guys, we have Pete Dunne back, but we never seen the promo. We seen the promo segment, but you didn't confirm it until Rampage. You didn't confirm it until 2 weeks later on the episode of Dynamite, when that shit probably died down. I love the fact that they continued, man. I like that shit. The match with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus Pretty Deadly, it was decent, more so because of Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. They were just like, bro, that's already my favorite tag team off rip. I said this once and I'll say it again. Am I what you would call naturally a move guy? A move match guy? No, I'm not. Maybe about a decade ago, yes, but now, no. But what will never leave me, what will always be a part of me, is my love for that British strong style and technical wrestling overall. I am a huge mark of Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. I was when they had their match back in 2017. To this very day, whenever I'm feeling bored, I pull up that match from NXT and I watch it. I'm a big fan of their work. I love them. I love Ilya Dragunov. I love Walter, or I guess Gunther nowadays. I love that shit. I love that style. And even though they won their match tonight, what I'm really looking forward to is that eventual heel turn from Pete Dunne. Because Pete Dunne, if you guys aren't familiar because you're so used to seeing the Butch bullshit, Pete Dunne from NXT, his mentality is very reminiscent to a heel Chris Benoit. Back in like let's say the year 2000. The selling is kind of no different also. Eventually, Pete Dunne will get bored with this tag team. Now, granted, I want them to win the tag team titles first, and man, if they can just kind of hurry up this brand split legitimately, or like the tag team championship splitting up, the better. Just hurry this shit up and get this shit out of the way so we can fucking get directly to Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate. I want them to win the tag team titles first, then get to the fucking eventual one-on-one match, and then eventually get the United States Championship on Pete Dunne or the Intercontinental Championship, whatever the case may be. Get that shit done right away. I know some of you guys might not feel that. I know some of you guys might not be feeling the segment. Some of you guys might not even like Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate, but I assure you, if you care about the in-ring bullshit, go for it. Even from a character perspective, Pete Dunne's a badass. I love him. I dig it. I will say I kind of wish he would, kind of bulk up a little tiny bit. I don't really like the singlet attire. I would much prefer him wearing just trunks or maybe some tights. But that's fine. That's okay. I'm cool with that. And something else I'm cool with, further in on that format, and I was talking about that continuation earlier. Santos Escobar doing his thing with Carlito. By the way, that spot that Joaquin Wilde did, now it was kind of a botch with Cruz del Toro with the little head scissor shit, but that spot where Joaquin Wilde did that little tilt-a-whirl, and he kind of like did a DDT, but he hesitated in midair, that shit was cool as fuck. They ended up winning their match. Carlito was distracted and Santos Escobar rolled him up, but again, more of that continuation that I was talking about earlier on. I love that shit, bro. Just continuing on the format, continuing on the booking. It's cohesive booking, linear storytelling from point A to point B, week to week. I love that shit, bro. It's the simple things. And it makes the show go by so fast. It is already 9:01. 9:01. Like, bro, I love that shit, man. I love that cohesive storytelling, man. You do that, AEW, just do that for at least 3 weeks, and I swear to God, speaking of which, let me see what Pretty Deadly are talking about. All right, decent character development for Pretty Deadly, still keeping them heelish, obviously, with them complaining and bitching and moaning, talking about they never seen this guy before. Who the fuck is Pete Dunne? We were getting ready for Butch and Tyler Bate. Pretty good shit. I liked it. Again, character development gets you more involved with their matches when the time comes. And again, I think this is all setting up for that eventual Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne match, and that's what I can't wait to see. But with that being said, KO's in the ring right now. He's about to do the whole segment with Logan Paul, so let's talk about that on the other side. Come on. All right, so we're done here, right? Like, this is official. This is all a wrap, right? No more talking about celebrity wrestlers, right? Right? Because if Bad Bunny is considered number 2, which I would definitely put him at number 2, Logan Paul is such a distant number 1, it's not even worth a discussion anymore. So the wrestling part, he already has down pat. Like, he's already good. From a celebrity perspective, he's the best in-ring wrestler of all time. I don't think that can be debated, right? Again, if Bad Bunny is considered number 2, Logan is a distant number 1, right? Right? Now we go to the promo department, which Logan has always, mustered up. He's always been decent on his promos. And then he showed his ass tonight. He fucking annihilated on this promo. Now, don't get it twisted. Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens. He's always going to be good on the promo. He's always going to be good on the stick. But it was a portion where Logan, because it's so clear, because Logan Paul is talking about Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens, I don't know, now it's a bit of a double entendre what he was talking about, because he's like, oh, I heard all the things you said about me on commentary, and I can go there with you, but you're being protected. Now, I don't know if he's alluding to, like, Logan suggesting that he's going to sue him if he uses the cast at the Royal Rumble, or if he's talking about other things that we all know what he's talking about. A little bit of a double entendre like that. I like that. I like that a lot. But after that, Logan Paul starts going off on all these lists of accolades, and he is just fucking murdering it. I can't remember everything that he said, but he's like, you know, I'm a multi-millionaire, billionaire. I'm a multi-mogul media, internet celebrity, wrestler, boxer. And he's like, what he said, that was actually a pretty cool line that he said. I actually like that. He was like, when we get to the Royal Rumble, I'm going to KO you, KO, okay? I like that. I fuck with that. I like that line a lot. Like, Logan Paul is better than like 95% of wrestlers in general, AEW or WWE. He's like better than most fucking wrestlers who've been doing this for like years. He's better than them on the microphone. And hell, in some instances, he's better than them from an in-ring perspective. Damn sure more athletic. Looking at you, CM Punk. Get the buckshot lariat right. Hell, buckshot lariat guy who created it. Hangman Adam Page. He did it better than you. Fuck out of here. Some of a bitch. Actually, no, that'd actually be a pretty good match one of these days. Just to see what they say on the microphone. CM Punk and Logan Paul. That'd actually be pretty fucking lit, now that I'm saying it out loud. But afterwards, Kevin Owens, he suggested that when he punches him in the face, he's not going to stay down. He's been doing this for 25 years. He's been hit harder by most, and he's fallen down off of higher things, or whatever the case may be. Which it then kind of went to a part where, like, Logan Paul was insisting that he should take the cast off, which Kevin Owens obliged to. He was in the midst of taking the cast off, and as he took it off, he turned around, and Logan Paul stuck him right in his shit. And to tell that story, Kevin Owens stood right back up, and, you know, he's like, that's all you got? That's all you got? Alluding to the fact that, hey, you punched me in the face, we're gonna get right back up. They started to brawl. You get outside the ring. Kevin Owens, who his hand is exposed, Logan Paul takes that exposed hand and he throws it into the ring post. And, you know, that was everything about all this, because that was essentially the brawl right there. Everything about this was just fantastic. And I just love the positioning of how everything is right now. You have a strong world champion on Raw. You have arguably one of the best champions of all time here on Smackdown. And your mid-card titles feel as important as the World Championship did back in 2019, for an example. Like, think about that. Your mid-card champions, I would put Gunther or Logan Paul's title reign currently head over heels over any champion currently in AEW at the moment. Even Christian, who, by the way, is probably their most important champion, and he's like their third-tier champion by default, technically speaking. Like, I just fucking amazing shit from Logan Paul. Kudos, man. He fucking knocked it out of the park. And we're about to have this tag team match right now with, I don't even know the girls' names. Do they have an actual official name? Whatever. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They're about to take on Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. What they call themselves, the Holy Union or Unholy Union or whatever. Again, both teams, I actually want to see this match because I'm curious as to how it's going to play out. Not to mention, I see Asuka and Kairi Sane ringside. They're just coming back right now. I'm very curious to see how this match is going to play out, so I am going to watch it because I do like Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. But goddamn, they're so fucking cringe. I can't put that over enough. They're so motherfucking cringe. I wish they weren't so cringe. But I'll put the cringe out of my mind and I'll focus on the match. Because, again, this show is just speeding by. It's already 9:20. Jesus Christ, what a fucking... Just... Smackdown, man. I just love the cohesive booking. That's all I ask for, is just cohesive booking. This is fucking fantastic. I love it. Continuing on. I love this character development from AJ Styles, man. I love this. More focus on the main event scene, bro. I can't say this enough, bro. Just overall focus, and they're doing all this in such a short amount of time. It's so crazy to me how professional wrestling, they make it, bro, whether it's Vince McMahon in his latter stages or whether it's about AEW as a whole, it's so weird to me how they make it sound or make it seem so fucking hard to do, bro. Like, how many segments did we get tonight with the focus on the World Championship feuds? How many? So far, I got, the opener? I got Roman Reigns backstage, chastising Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa. I got this right here with AJ Styles demanding the match against LA Knight. And then we got the main event segment still. We still got the main event match in itself with Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa. We got like 4 or 5 different segments with the world champion while still having a dope ass focus on the mid-card championship for the United States Championship, while still showcasing 2 tag team matches with 4 tag teams, while still showcasing the women on the card between the tag teams, a legitimate tag team, two legitimate tag teams with the women's champion sitting outside while still promoting the demise of Bayley, still getting her ass ousted. Look how much they got done in an hour and a half period, bruh. It's not hard. This is all I asked for. A lot of focus surrounding around the world champion, so when the time comes, because the whole thing is to make it feel as prestigious as it can be, so when the time comes when your favorite superstar wins that world championship, it will feel like it actually it will feel like that it actually matters. You know what I mean? It gives, it's not just the credibility, it feels like it's all worth it. You actually have a conclusion to the movie. It wasn't just a fart. It actually feels like you're succeeding, that you get it behind that wrestler. It means something because he actually won the world championship that has had a bunch of focus on it throughout the show for months, weeks, years at a time. That's why I get so angry at the booking of the world championship in AEW. Stop focusing on every other thing. Stop main eventing bullshit when you should be focusing on your world championship and building it up as much as it could possibly be built up, so when a superstar actually wins it, it feels like they're actually accomplishing something. It's not just a priority in regards to how it feels or how it conflates with your image of your company. It's supposed to make us resonate. It's supposed to resonate with us as an audience. That's all I'm asking for, while still making everything else feel like it's a stepping stone to get to the world championship, like they did with Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, like they're currently doing right now as we speak with Bobby Lashley's Pride, and this stable right here with Karrion Kross's stable is establishing them also. There's so much shit being established, and they did it within an hour and a half time frame. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. That's all I ask for in my professional wrestling. All the talk about wrestling doesn't fucking matter if I don't give a shit about anybody, if I'm not invested into any of the characters. That's all I ask for. I don't need you to do 450 splashes every fucking week. I need to care about you doing 450 splashes every fucking week. Is it that hard? Great job tonight, and they've been doing this for weeks now. And yet you people try to gaslight me and try to tell me that Vince in his latter years has done a good job at doing this. No, he hasn't. You try to gaslight me, the AEW marks out there, try to tell me that AEW is doing a good job at it. People like Solomonster and shit. No, he hasn't. This right here, this booking, love him or hate him, Triple H is doing a great job currently. And if that makes me a dick rider, then so be it. Pause. But this tag team match between the girls, 3-minute match, wasn't important. It was just nothing more just to establish the teams, because granted, we got 3 legitimate tag teams. No put-togethers. Kairi Sane and Asuka are a part of Damage Control. You have a legitimate tag team with the Unholy Alliance, or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves, and you have the tag team champions who are a legitimate tag team. It doesn't have to be a long match. I wasn't expecting it to be a long match. It was just phenomenal shit. I love everything about it. I thought it was great. Good shit. Excuse me. And coming up next, we got AJ Styles going one-on-one against LA Knight. He just kind of pushed his own stable to the side. And they're recapping right now Carmelo Hayes and Austin Theory and their little injury. Actually, let me see something real quick. Hang on. Oh, okay, so that's nice to see. Carmelo Hayes, and I heard Austin Theory actually had a concussion. That's what I heard on the news earlier. I guess it wasn't severe enough that, you know, they're going to have a match next week. So that's cool, man. Both guys are good. You know, hey, more promotion for that mid-card championship, right? Someone has to take on, I mean, we know it's going to be LA Knight at WrestleMania, but, you know, still kind of padding up that mid-card scene for the United States Championship. Those two guys, Carmelo Hayes, Austin Theory, potentially Grayson Waller. Somebody has to come under, and Santos Escobar, he's another one underneath the United States umbrella. You could argue Carlito, Rey Mysterio, he's still lurking around. Again, man, just all their, bruh, say whatever you want, bruh, just objectively. How can you look at WWE and just objectively say something like AEW is better? It's just not, bro. It's just simply not, man. You gotta be a hardcore fucking mark to look at how everything is just so tight, bro. It's like a fucking, call me a WWE mark all you want to, but combat anything that I'm saying. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. I bet you fucking can't. You can't combat anything that I'm saying right now, man. It's just it's like a well-oiled machine. It's like a damn conveyor belt, bro. It's so smooth, man. I love it. I fucking love it. But coming up next, AJ Styles, LA Knight, one-on-one. Let's get it. And with that, another conclusion to an excellent Smackdown. At least in my opinion. For my money, how I like my professional wrestling, It was another excellent SmackDown. Again, these past few SmackDowns, it gives me early Ruthless Aggression era vibes. I just love the flow of this show, bruh. And I love how everything can finish. And look, it's only 9:59. It hasn't been 10 o'clock. It's not 10 o'clock yet. I love how this show flows. I love how even if you're doing all these matches and all this stuff, that you have so much time, because WWE are professionals. They know how to space out everything, let everything breathe. This was fantastic. I love this show tonight. Now, with these matches, I will say, I do disagree with the finish. I definitely disagree with the finish. Not with AJ Styles and LA Knight, but with Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa. So, LA Knight and AJ Styles, they had their match. They were going back and forth, beating the shit out of each other. It was a no disqualification finish, or I guess a disqualification finish, when Jey Uso came down to have a little bit of a distraction. He distracted LA Knight. When he came down the aisleway, LA Knight, for some fucking reason, because again, he's a dumbass babyface, he goes over there to go confront Jey Uso, or Jimmy Uso, who backs away from the ring. He goes back to AJ Styles, who's ringside next to the announcer table, gets caught for enziguri kick. Now, the enziguri kick makes him go over to the barricade where Solo Sikoa is over there, and he hits him with a Samoan spike. The referee notices it, calls for the bell, disqualification finish. He beats the shit out of AJ Styles, throws him in the ring, gives him a Samoan spike, gets the microphone, which you don't see that all the time from Solo Sikoa, and he calls out Randy Orton to have the main event. Randy Orton comes out after the commercial break. They have their match. They're doing their thing. They're having, just having a standard one-on-one match, right? Eventually, while they're having a one-on-one match, Solo Sikoa is having a little bit of trouble. He gets a backdrop on the announcer table. He takes a spike DDT, and Jimmy Uso comes back out again. He's going to go, lend a hand to Solo, but LA Knight cuts him off, attacks him from behind, and he's going to go do more damage to Jimmy Uso, but Jimmy Uso pushes him away, and he runs up the aisleway, only to be caught by AJ Styles, who comes out and he attacks Jimmy Uso. While in the midst of all that happening, so Sikoa thought he can get a bit of a sly Samoan spike in on Randy Orton. He turns him around, gets caught for RKO, and he wins the match. Now, that's my problem right there. I don't mind, because here's my thing. To even do this match, I disagree with, because honestly, I look at a match like this and it's like, okay, if your plan is to kind of run back John Cena and Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania, I'm cool with that. But this right here could potentially be, and at least for me, in my opinion, because I can't really look at a clear path for Randy Orton, because Roman's not losing that championship belt. Now, granted, I will say, people keep talking about Cody Rhodes and The Rock and all this stuff for the Elimination Chamber. Quite frankly, I wouldn't mind seeing Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber, in my opinion, at least for me. But going into WrestleMania, I don't see a clear path for Randy Orton. And honestly, at this point in time, I feel like Randy Orton is a better in-ring worker than John Cena. I would have much preferred to see Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania more so than a John Cena. And I kind of feel like this could have been a WrestleMania match, but it is what it is. But that's not my problem. I mean, that's sort of kind of my problem, but that's not my whole problem. Speaking of John Cena, you just had Solo Sikoa beat John Cena like not even 2 months ago, right? 3 months? Well, I guess it would have been more than 2 months. I guess more like 4 months ago at this point, 3 or 4 months ago. Like, was it really smart to have Randy Orton beat him clean? Now, I get it. At the end of the day, it's Randy Orton beating him, so it shouldn't hurt him. But it's just, you just had him beat John Cena. Like, I don't really agree with having a clean finish. This could have been a fucked finish also. Maybe Jimmy Uso could have gotten in the ring and actually hit him, and then LA Knight and AJ Styles could have got involved. Something along the lines of that. I don't necessarily agree with that finish of just having Solo Sikoa take a clean finish from a Randy Orton. Again, it doesn't hurt him because it's Randy Orton. It's just that you just had him beat John Cena. Maybe it would have been nice to have. I mean, hell, I even argue that maybe he should have beaten Randy Orton, but in a non-clean manner, just so he could say, I have Randy Orton and John Cena's head right here on the platter. I beat both of the greatest of all time, right? I don't know. I would have probably put Solo a little bit better than that. Maybe if he didn't beat John Cena, I wouldn't have a problem with this. But seeing as he beat John Cena, yeah, maybe he shouldn't have. Maybe Randy shouldn't have won this match. Whether it would have been a disqualification finish or whether it would have been Solo having a distraction finish, Randy shouldn't have won this match, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But then afterwards, when all that was all said and done, you had LA Knight get in the ring and AJ Styles get in the ring, and they're both confronting each other while confronting Randy Orton. I guess AJ Styles says some slick shit because LA Knight just laid his ass out with a punch. Then Randy Orton hits an RKO on LA Knight. AJ Styles gets back up to his feet. Randy Orton hits him with an RKO. And out of nowhere, a Superman punch from Roman Reigns knocks out Randy Orton. He finally gets the contract and he signs it. And the disrespect he showed to Nick Aldis. He didn't hand him back the clipboard. He dropped it on the floor and told his British bitch ass to pick that clipboard up, right? Now, Roman Reigns is in the corner. He's setting up for a spear for Randy Orton. And while he's in the midst of going for the spear, he's running. He's getting, wait for it. RKO out of motherfucking nowhere. Randy Orton lays Roman Reigns out with an RKO. Then he gets the contract from Nick Aldis and he kind of lays it at Roman Reigns' head while standing above him, with Roman Reigns kind of like looking at the contract like, what have I fucking done? It's the kind of face that he's making, with Randy Orton celebrating on the turnbuckles to close out the show. Again, fantastic show. I disagree with that booking. I probably would have done something different with Solo Sikoa, but as far as the booking of the show, as far as how the show progressed throughout the night, I don't care what anybody says. Everybody has their way of how they view professional wrestling, and I have mine. And the way this show is booked gives me very nostalgic vibes as far as how the Ruthless Aggression era, as far as how that show was paced out back in the days in, say, 2002 or 2003. I liked how the show was spaced out. I liked how everything was breathing. I liked how everybody got the chance to shine. I liked how every division got a spotlight on it tonight. I liked that the World Championship was the main focal point. I liked the build to the Royal Rumble, and I can't wait to see the Royal Rumble. And here's the thing. Actually, I just texted my manager. Damn. I was going to say, but nah, I can't. Damn, man. I'm going to still watch Raw. I text my manager because I don't know what time my truck is coming on Monday. I was going to say if it was coming a little bit earlier, then I can get out early. Like if the truck was coming around 6 o'clock in the morning to like 11 o'clock in the morning, I could have probably watched Raw. I don't know my schedule because my schedule is coming out tomorrow, but I thought maybe I can catch it. But she's telling me that the truck is most likely coming at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, meaning I have to be at work at 11 o'clock in the morning. Meaning there's no way I'm going to catch Raw. I'm not getting off work. If I'm coming in at 11 on the truck day, I'm not leaving work till like 10:30 at night, unfortunately. Meaning I won't be getting home till like around 11:15. So, damn, I thought I could review Raw because I really wanted to see. And I actually, I'm still going to keep up with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes because I do want to see how that promo is going to turn out. But I don't think I'd be able to review Raw. Nah, I won't. Damn, man. All right, fuck it. But I am going to keep up with the CM Punk and Cody Rhodes promo. And if anything develops out of that, I'll report on it and I'll talk about it in just like a separate video later on that night. And, maybe I might get an opportunity to do it like right then and there, like in the moment, like, like while the promo, because I should be done with my truck. At that point, I'm just cleaning up. I could probably take like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to make a quick video and upload it. So I'll keep my eyes on Raw. I thought I could review the show, but sorry, guys, can't do it. Just got the text message right now telling me that my truck is coming at 12. So that's pretty much done for. But I will say that Smackdown was a good show tonight, and I definitely can't wait for the Royal Rumble. Man, it feels good when wrestling actually fucking, produces actual excellent content. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How did you feel about SmackDown tonight? Did you dig the show? Do you feel my sentiments in regards to Solo Sikoa and Randy Orton? How do you feel about the booking of the rest of the show? And more importantly, how do you guys feel going into the Royal Rumble? Are you excited for the Royal Rumble coming up next Saturday, which obviously I will be watching and I will be motherfucking reviewing. So with that being said, folks, thoughts down in the comment section below. I got to get out of here because I'm going to go do something that, is none of your fucking business, to be quite frank. So yeah, fuck you guys. As always, my name is Devontae and I'll be catching you gents later. Adeuces, P-Eyes.